Welcome back to your pick a card. As you can see before you is your selection. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, we will get started with Group 1. And for those of you that may be interested in products and services, please visit astronauthoochie.etsy.com to check out the store. We have new items and new merch that will be uploaded and available in August, and I'm so excited about it. So let's dig into your cards and set your intentions now for your angel answer card that I will pull at the end of each reading. We're going to start with Group 1. Group 1. Let's see what we got here. Aren't these just elegant? I love the background on these cards. Super, super cute. Let's see what you got here. Elefantes. Okay. And we got a baby in here too. We got a parent and a baby. The number is 18. We have Desert Promise. Journey. With unwavering trust, I embraced the journey of uncertainty, leading me to destiny's promise. You have Frozen Mirror Reflections, number 32. Staring into my reflection, I see my true self shining. Every detail reveals boundless potential. Okay. I'm noticing like the position of the sun, the climate. Each background is kind of like bare beside the trees that are in the desert. It's like seasonal. You got winter, summer, fall. So we're in the summer now. That usually, as the end card for the outcome or advice, could talk about a present moment. The challenging situation is like how that present moment feels. And the situation itself, we have 26, rippling reflections. And so I see 2 cards about reflections. So, look, it's like when I think about reflections and I think about desert promises, it feels like planting seeds, doing some reflection, the fruit of my labor. Now, here we have the koi fish. The koi fish does talk about, good luck, having more than enough, like everything is okay. We have I find clarity in reflections, discovering deeper truths within the ripples of my soul. So there may be things that have been frozen. Okay, we did have the full buck moon recently. So there could be things brewing or coming to the surface that lead one to question, right? Reflections sometimes cause insight. It also sometimes could cause like this energy of like an oasis, like do you really see water or are you tripping type deal. So we will take clarifiers for you as well and look into your tarot cards. You have the World card, the Knight of Coins, and you have the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is like, why are you pissing on my Cheerios? This does talk about needing the strength. I think when everybody's trying to find the needle in the haystack. So I feel like this could be the energy around you. Mars or some fire sign may be involved. I noticed that the scenery is similar to those of your oracle cards with like the bare background, really nothing there. And you can see like the range or the depth, right? So he's holding this chandelier with all of his might. And regardless of how hard you hold it, it's like this wind is going to blow the candles out and it's daytime. So what's really necessary? Like, was it necessary for them to be blown out? It's like, you don't need it. It's light outside. But it's like I'm trying to find something. And usually, like I said, with the needle in the haystack, finding the needle in the haystack is the 6 of Wands. So some of us are trying to get to that 6 of Wands, right? Which is recognition, awareness. It may be someone possibly within a relationship. It could have something to do with your journey. It may involve possessions or finance. And then there's the spirit of the earth, where we have those faded moments of spirit itself, source, kind of implementing things into your timeline for some sort of introspection or reflection, character development. We had an omen yesterday, a purge for some of you. And so the challenge is patience. The challenge could be finances and positions. The challenge could be commitment and stay in the course. What are we trying to get to? Wholeness. This could be a person looking to become free of limitations, to be confident, to complete some sort of project, a goal, a journey, whether it is marriage or financial liberation, as well as just, plain and simple, cubing the square, breaking out of the maze or whatever, getting to the finish line. The finish line is the world card. Getting to the finish line is the Knight of Coins. So if we're wanting to get to the finish line, I feel for some of you, whatever fire is brewing, it's not about being competitive. It's like something that I saw, and I said I was going to implement it for the collective, because I don't think it's trademarked, and anyone in the collective, I guess right now, can use it, because I did some research, and it's a bunch of brands that use the phrase on t-shirts. So I said I was going to make some, and it's not like because I wanted to sell them, it was because I liked the message. So I may even do like giveaways, or just make me some to wear when I start doing the live videos. But it said living out of spite. That could be Five of Wands. And Spirit is like, no, but I say that because the Five of Wands is athletic, it's competitive, it's the Olympics, right? It's the Super Bowl, it's this world card actually, and the type of people who win it. They aren't always the most aggressive, or they're like all-stars. It's like the overall player, right? So you don't have to be like kick ass in one specific thing. It may be more important to just be the best overall. Now, if this has to do with relationships, being that I said that, you or this person is looking for the best overall person. They don't have to be super attractive. They may need patience. They don't have to be rich. This person, I don't think, cares about a partner who provides or has it all together. And they also probably wouldn't just accept potential. There has to be some sort of action here, or like the motion, the action, the character, right? So I think that that's super cool. Now, others of us, if it's energy, the Five of Wands is like the chaos, almost kind of like the ants. It gives like Five of Swords, but instead of thought, it's more so energy and actions. So if I wanted to win in the world of Five Wands, I would need to be smart, pay attention to details, move with a certain rhythm, connect to the spirit of the earth, be patient, be practical, do what makes sense. Like, it's a whole bunch of things that wrap up in this Knight of Coins. And in the shadow, for those of us that are very melancholy, couch potatoes or whatnot, resting in bed, as she is, all dirty, read this book. The Five of Wands says that the winter is coming with this little baby here, okay? And and it may be a drought, look at that, okay? So while things may have been okay, and then it could even go in the reverse. And I'm not just saying that because I did, tell the story that way in case it's that way, but I just thought about, I did put the first card last. The last card could have come first. So however you resonate with it, take it. That's why I told both ways, which I normally do because I don't get a lot of reversals on my channel. So I will just implement my intuitive. And for those that aren't quite in that phase. But anyways, so the drought, the winter, the having more than enough. So we're in summer, could seem like a drought, could be left out in the cold, but there's this fall is like a little bit of both. It's not like super cold, but it's not like summertime. It's not necessarily spring either, right? It's its own thing, but I love that they use the koi fish. And I love that there is some sort of connection to the sun because the sun is allowing the reflection from the ice and the way that the sun ripples on the water. The Five of Wands is implemented in that. So it's something about those five wands and maybe even the tides behind this librarian, okay, in the world card, right? He found it, right? And for some of us, it's going to take a different aspect of how you view things because this man's head is covered. Even though most of the characters in this deck have coverings, face coverings. So it's kind of like giving, sometimes when I do meditation or sometimes when you have dreams, you know how you can see things, but you can't necessarily make out a face. So something is not like fully complete and or it's also connected to something on the other side. It could even involve a cycle of some sort, like as far as the transits or your natal chart and something that we're completing. And either patience is needed or a little bit of, well, Spirit said no. Because I always say, or it's possible. I can't help that I'm super smart. Because I know if it's not one way, it's another. But we're going to focus on patience is necessary to get to the finish line, beloveds. If you're dealing with this Five of Wands energy, which is what it seems like, and Spirit is like, stop it, you know. And I'm like, why? Type deal. So we'll focus on that. That is what we're doing here with the Five of Wands energy being in the current situation. And it seems like this Knight of Wands, it's not our advice per se, but it's the challenge, okay? Now the advice, however, and or outcome does say that you will complete it, you will finish. It also tells some of us that more confidence is needed along with the patience, right? So it's not just about having patience and how do they say, pace yourself, because it's like this lap, okay? I'm thinking about victory lap. So, and we are approaching the 5th year anniversary, I think, right, of Victory Lap. So I think that that's super dope. But yeah, confidence is here. I don't know. I guess it could help if there's I ain't gonna say somebody beating themselves up inside. That's usually not the Five of Wands. It's usually involving more than one person. Why is this thing stuck? Hold on. It usually involves more than one person. And those people, I'm not doing this right now. And those people are not on the same side or not on the same team. So this is not a team sport. It would be more like youth sports because these people or this situation, I don't think one has mastered yet, right? We don't see the King of Pentacles. We see the Knight. But the Knight is moving toward completion or wholeness. And that is probably going to put this Knight in a different position. So, of course, we will be patient with ourselves. Now, for some of you that are parents, we do have like the little elephant and the child. So this is something that may include childhood situations from your life growth, because it's kind of giving like 6 cups type deal. So maybe some memories, okay? And then we got the reflection. We're reflecting. So memories, reflection, and insight. Some things that are on your mind that could come to the surface or reach your present moment, or things that either are caused by your reflection and like memories and or Look, I'm always with the and or, right? Um, and the reason why I do the and or thing is because I don't like that a great deal. I know sometimes how that could feel when the reflection itself leads to this bubbling up um, energy. And so it still tells you a lot about self, where we are and where we need to go. And also, the only thing that could help with this right now is patience or your guide. Olivia, can you stop that? Okay, my puppy is like wanting to drag this blanket. And see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't like calling people kids bad. Um, but this could be like general practical for you. But the Five of Wands is also like a daycare or somewhere where there's like a lot of rigmarole, you know. And I'm not just saying that because my puppy is like acted up, but it's literally sometimes the energy of the Five of Wands. It's like chaotic in a sense, young, okay, because there's no mastery. Now, some may say with the World card that as the outcome and even the advice that you are being filled with the inspiration, the knowledge which can transform the world. And it's like the best of you. So I feel that through this reflection, through the Five of Wands, if we can muster through some of this energy with the patience and pace ourselves, not only do you change, you know, your ideology, but it also may help others in your environment, especially if you deal with people who are looking for, you know, or ultimately will look for some of the same things that you're looking for. And it's like, what do you mean? Well, if you have children, if you have followers, subscribers, friends, supporters, that could see life through you, your success could also trickle down into the you know what I'm saying, the success of others. Now, to defeat this energy, for some of us, implement new plans because the chances of the success is high. It does talk about growth, protection, talent, charm, and luck prevails. So being overly intellectual and super serious or doubtful may not be the best. Now, I never paid attention to it, but since we do have a pentacle here and a 5, which is the number for the Hierophant, you must observe the vows of obedience, poverty, and chastity. Chaste mind seeks the truth, not the joy of the revelation of truth. And that's just like the Five of Wands, somebody who doing some shit just to do it. So it's kind of like out of spite, right? And usually not consciously aware of it. It also talks about the poor mind seeks only what is essential to the life of the body, the life of the soul, and the life of the spirit. And an obedient mind is capable of recognizing the voice of truth. So it is spiritual hearing developed by obedience. However you feel about that, cool. I don't know, because I don't like obedience and poverty and all that kind of stuff, but it does talk about sobering the mind, not being swept away by sweet allures of the mirage. And since we did talk about the desert, don't be swept away. Maybe that's the battle. There's and see, the chastity, isn't that like, didn't it back in the old days, it was like chastity belt, like a vow to not ill, but I guess it's very spiritual individuals that took a vow to not have pleasure in unions. Oh my gosh. So some of us, child, you might need to do some reflecting on like what's important and making a decision to consciously now gain some insight and apply yourself based on your reality or your truth. Okay? Because that's interesting. Where the things that you vowed to may be indifferent to the path that you're on. Crazy. Now, you know what? That was great and soul searchy. But the person who lacks commitment, not offering commitment is to a person that may have others, groupies, and selling a dream, because this out in the cold feeling sparks some things within some of you. So like for some of you, there's no person to spark this. It could just fall out of nowhere. But sometimes when there's a fated event or a person in your life that is mirroring the very same things that I'm talking about, it still puts one in that position to do the reflecting, feel the feels, find the needle in the haystack, or the energy that's involved in that finding of it. Do we find it? Don't know. Let's see. We can definitely take some clarifiers for you to see what we have going on. And let's see what this, see, 2 of Cups at the bottom, 7 of Wands at the top. So initiation by fire. It's like the eclipse. The eclipse is where the moon and the sun doing the thing. And it happens once every so often. And once every so often, it's not a commitment. The Fool. Now, either this is a bad idea, a new beginning, or a jack of all trades. Jack of all trades, or fools, or people that are starting things anew. There is always a possibility of this dream being sold or waking up from a slumber or a dream. Yikes. We have Capricorn. Now the challenging issue could be discipline, right? It could be Capricorn where it falls in your chart, or the energy of it, right? Freedom. The freedom could be the problem, feeling binded, but they're not actually binded to anything. It's just surrounding them. And possibly even mental. I got the Wheel of Fortune. I got the Ace of Coins. I got the Eight of Swords. So it does talk about transits. It does talk about cycles and loops. So grounding ourselves, and not limiting ourselves, and putting ourselves in environments that are not healthy for us. Okay. Now this also talks about possibly when it comes to like finances, possessions, and materials. The Wheel of Fortune says that it's in your favor, but being in the position that it's in right here, looking at it this way, somebody don't feel like that. And something could be coming toward you, or it's just the opposites pulling, and you have to have that divine energy pushing this toward a goal, even though the left and the right horse are not on the same page. Now, if these are 2 people, it's going to take divine intervention for this thing to work, or like goals. For some of you, this is the crossroad. The crossroad in the Devil card, the devil being the details, reflecting on those things, but in a negative manner doesn't help anything. And the 2 of Swords just talks about you are protected. Go in, go within. Okay, don't sit there and let the devil like penetrate your psyche where there's dark energy in there. Wake up from the slumber and the dream. Don't let it win. Okay. Because there is something possibly on the other side, or a moon phase that could be causing whatever this is. Unless it's like this every blue moon thing, when you come into contact with this partnership. And maybe if there is any question, there could be a yes, where someone is in the present moment, someone may be in the past, and some lies may get broken down. And once again, someone may have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the situation that leads to yet another Tower moment and yet another phase of 4 swords. Now, for some of you, the Tower moment is unexpected and or breaking down the lies that we just finished talking about. Do what makes sense, be practical, learn the lesson. And the 4 of Swords guarantees victory. So I like that, group 1. That was something. Okay, there may be a reward after all. It may not be the needle in the haystack, but it's an offer of some sort from the divine. So, and I think the divine is the needle in the haystack. So if you find that through whatever this devil trying to do, it's a win for me. And that takes us back to, it was all initiated, to get to your happy ending, and it's all fated. So I feel that fate does go in your favor after some sort of initiatory phase of all the things discussed, okay? And we will move to group 2. Group 2, we are about to get into your shindaku. All right, we're going to start with the oracle cards. And I'm going to do everybody's pick a card at the end. Damn, I forgot group 1's pick a card, y'all. But then that's shiesty if I do yours and I don't do theirs, and I should just start over and erase this, but I'm not. I'm going to do the pick a cards 1, 2, 3 at the very end of the video. And I know most of the time you guys watch 1, 2, and 3. So hopefully group 1 hears this. Somebody put it in the chat that the pick a card is at the end of the video, or maybe I'll put it in the description box myself. Sorry about that. Dang it. Okay. So your oracle cards. We have rainbow droplets. Play. Number 8. I love that. I play with the droplets of life, embracing my youthful side as I open my eyes to the colors around me. That is a very necessary energy and is a childlike energy, which is usually represented in the Fool card, whom in which is either the beginner on the journey or a beginner's mindset. And the benefit of it in this scenario is to not be consumed with adulting, experiences, and all the things that could stack up on a person in life. I don't know your religion, because I would say that it's godlike, but according to tarot, it is that, I'll just say, child energy, which is folklorish, mystic, religious, or whatever, because they say that two things came together and birthed a thing, and that thing that was birthed has some sort of connection to human beings. And I'm not trying to be a weirdo. I just like to make a point without choosing a side, because that's not my job or whatever. So yeah, the little lamb. And see, even some religious people put the lambs, in a little shindaku in relevance to a creator and something that it created that is just sweet, and innocent and unruined, right? So I love that, because I have, I think I always knew, but I appreciated the reminder in numerology and how all things are connected and signs are everywhere. So some of you may have a connection to a youthful, childlike energy. I know I should get into that. My galactic sign, I do believe, is like the blue monkey. And one of my children is like a golden something, pretty special. And I thought I was special. And the blue monkey is like the divine child, but the golden something is just as special. So it's like they're all super cool. I have to check it out. And if it's not the galactic, it's because there's a galactic number, I think, but it's like a totem animal, kind of like the Mayans have, the Mayan sign. It's kind of like that. So I like it. People like us are normally just those that may be able to cope, weather storms, live longer, have healthier lives, and see the bright side when most people can't. I struggled with that as a young adult with friendship and dating, and it just seemed that people mistook my optimism for delusion, because they was just so real and had life, understood or whatnot. So I have come to some realizations and saw areas of improvement that I could, where I don't be delusional. But at the same time, if I had to choose a side, I think for my own mental sanity and health, that is not a bad choice. Whereas reality and keeping it real don't seem real fun, regardless of it being reality or not. So that is what we have. We also have 11, another amazing number. Both are connected to the strength card in a sense, because some decks, the strength is 8, some decks it's 11. Is that the same thing for justice? Sometimes the justice card is 11. They intertwine. I don't know who did that, but you have title, echoes, rhythm. Echoes have a significance in some folklorists and cultures. I don't know what, won't lie to you. But it says, I move in harmony with the rhythm of life, finding strength in in its ebb and flow. So group 2, I know that regardless of what you are going through, be it happiness or emotional overwhelmed, you're ahead of it. You're not wrapped up in it, getting consumed in it. And this may be something of a bit of advice for those that say, yes, I am. If this is about a relationship, the lamb is usually someone who accepts all that comes in. And the echo rhythm also gave that sort of energy where it talked about harmony. So we don't have anxiety and tension. We don't fight and argue. We aren't worried, questioning. And most people would say that's kind of like peaceful. You know, I hear it, be my peace or whatever. On both ends, I feel like ebbing and flowing, and then being, looking at the lighter side of things may be favorable. And for some of you, you don't even have this thing yet. You may be about to receive something because it looks like a stork, even though I know it's probably not, because there are so many species of birds. When I looked into the ravens, the crows, and how there are species that look like each of them with different names, I was like, okay, you never know what you're going to see and what it is, because I've seen what I knew was a vulture. Not even a vulture, it had another name. And the only difference was they had like some more brown in one spot, or a shorter, longer, or a different color beak. It's crazy. So we'll just say oh no, because the stork got the big throat. Okay, cool. It ain't a stork. But intuitively, I felt like this thing brings something. It's not a swan because the beak is too long. And usually the swan represents reflection. You see the lily pads in the picture. There is water. It's on land, surrounded by water. And then this is getting engulfed in the water. And this is saying, accept it. Now, funny story. The last time somebody said, accept it and let it take you, I had tried edibles for the first time, and it was just a small bit. But since I'm not used to it and didn't know what to expect and probably overate it, and I don't promote drugs, but it's legal in California, and I was grown as fuck, so chill. But I was like losing it, and I was overwhelmed by the experience. Even if it was normal for most people, that could be life, and I was excited in a negative way, and he was super calm. A friend of mine was super calm, and then I just spazzed out, and I think after hours it kind of dwindled away. Now, the next day when I asked him, why didn't you take me serious? I thought I was going to die type deal. He laughed, because usually all people who experience that aren't used to it, the first timers and only timers, we all say that. I thought I was going to die. And he said, well, if I had become excited and irate with you, it wouldn't have helped the situation. So he kind of sat around like this, looking and trying to keep me calm and not taking it seriously. And maybe that was the balance I needed in that moment, because look, it says Emerald Pond balance and the number 6, okay? Now, like the poised heron, okay, boom. I could have just read the card to tell me what bird it was, but all of the cards don't tell you about the animal, so thank you for that. But like the poised, damn, am I talking about edibles? And then it talks, Lord Jesus. Like the poised heron, I balance patience with action, find an equilibrium in both stillness and pursuit. This is the news that anyone can use, where it's a guarantee that an opportunity is coming. It is motivation for you to keep your eyes on the prize and know when to say when, as well as not underestimate or underappreciate the stillness. Poise is about your reaction. Poise is about your sanity too. And this childlike, happy energy, or even just acceptant energy, could be a thing that keeps us from staying in karmic cycles, losing our shit, missing an opportunity, or causing dysfunction even in a relationship. Okay, I'm going to take some clarifiers for you. I think I did do that for group 1. We have the Knight of Swords, air, thought, action, disruption, bravery, fighting demons, child, maybe slaying a dragon. The Empress, abundance, she's creating something. For some of us, your creations, the things that you wish to create, some things maybe have taken off. And there could be some sort of change, because in this deck, the chandelier that we see in the water is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is distance, a trip, action, messages. There may be some thoughts regarding a wife, a mother, or just a mature female, okay? I wouldn't say it's communication. It's more so the action or thoughts. And if we say the action or thoughts of what? The Empress. I feel like the Knight of Swords is thinking about past situations. It could be a man or a young man, and it may be some reflecting on a wife, maybe seeing you as a wife and any other. And look, a bird popped up, yeah. And I don't know what the mother has to do with it, but there is possibly a chance that you and somewhere around the realm of wife or motherhood comes into these thoughts, okay? Which is neat. We will take clarifiers. The Nine of Wands, if there is a person that may have had abuse in any way, early childhood development or verbally, okay, this person may need patience and for reassurance in the actions. This could be you, this could be someone else, so just keep that in mind. Now, harmony is involved, strength is involved in this balance and patience with action and equilibrium. I could see some people becoming frustrated for many different reasons, where we have patience with action, finding equilibrium in both stillness and pursuit. In stillness, it could cause us to think a certain way. It may be favorable, it may not be. In action, without thought, being impulsive, probably not the best idea. So the Empress all the way around is telling us that there's nurturing, there's things we could do, there's an abundant mindset, there's creations, again, things that we're creating, a relationship we're trying to, maneuver, and then protecting it. These are two protective cards, and in the center, what's being protected is our peace, is our abundance, is our mindset. And I like that, because the Knight of Swords has always been the dragon slayer. The dragon doesn't have to be a mystical being. The dragon is sometimes one's own darkness, right? Now, the Nine of Wands is a guard, being guarded, or a protective energy, even if, it looks like they're actually supposed to be this way, right? So it's like being defensive, being guarded, may not be beneficial. The Empress has no expectations, honestly, because we would say the Empress has high expectations, is very abundant, everything goes right for the, Empress mindset. They always have everything. And it's like, is it that, or is it that they don't have a sense of lack or want for anything? Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? So if we're being guarded and defensive, and there could have been situations of verbal abuse or just any type of injury, okay, I feel that Archangel Michael is always very protective and comes with direction, as well as like the one that you would send. It's kind of like flu game, Jordan, 3 seconds on the clock, game tied. Who do we send in for the win? Allegedly, it would be Archangel Michael. And I know that this bird is called the heron, but it makes me think of like Hilarion, and I don't want to mix things that shouldn't be mixed. But if you want to look into certain rays or guides that could help you, as I saw like 144 on the timestamp when I said that, like 14 minutes, because I'm doing all of your readings separate and I'm going to put them together. So let's take some clarifiers for the heron first. Okay, now, so which one of y'all is doing drugs is insane. We have inheritance, we have saving, we have scarcity, and that is an area of growth or an area of self-destruct when there's action and stillness and them intertwining while scarcities are among us. What do you do? Okay. We have the star at the bottom, and usually a star with the Knight of Swords in the same reading does talk about wish fulfillment. But the King of Wands is there with the Page of Wands with those little creations. And it's like, are you going to let those little demons infiltrate your psyche or not? With the Five of Swords, a battle, that's the dragon being in a split mind. Now, it isn't easy to date or be in a relationship with a person experiencing this, because any slight thing could be a problem. Giving them advice could be a problem. Ignoring it could be a problem. Telling them everything is okay could be a problem. What do? We're going to see. Oh, look, the Eight of Wands. I knew it. With the Nine of Wands there, I was like, it's the 8 wands then dropped in the water. So have we gotten to a place, and this place gives us this room to grow with the Empress? It don't look like it, but she's there, and I trust the Empress. So now that we're at that place, he was first sitting before the water, and then ends up in it. So it's like there was some motion, but now we might need a boat. Now we need direction. Now, there's something else, but there's a challenge, because I'm trying to move up the ladder and I just feel these strings holding me back. Before, I didn't. For some of you, it could even be in communication. Somebody is like still holding on to you, but doing some sort of reflecting, right? Just like this Eight of Wands. Things may have been moving too fast, or the distance between, you have caused some sort of conflict in thinking, where the Five of Swords may represent being in a split mind, right? So let's see. Ooh, emotions. Ooh, abandonment, rejection. Oh my gosh. And then silence. Now that could be the destructive behavior that was infiltrated on somebody in early childhood development. That could also be a negative aspect of a possible relationship currently. So let's see, let's take a clarifier for the tidal waves. Now look, echo, harmony with rhythm, rhyme, finding strength with the ebb and flow. We got the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords does ask us to listen, observe. So that's how you can help. Listen to them. We have the Five of Swords and Justice. So, and the Star card, which is possibly Aquarius. This is the, what does they call it? The water barriers, right? Pouring the water out, putting it in the ocean, pouring it out. The Queen of Cups was doing just that same thing. If you saw me show her, is this her? No, okay. And Justice talks about balance and equilibrium. The Star card talks about the hopes, wishes, and dreams, possibly. And then the challenges. For some of us, the challenge is support. Okay. Uh-oh. And in finances, we either feel left out in the cold, or there's some bit of despair, which comes with that scarcity. It could be, a phase of what feels like winter, where we're being required to alter our habits of seeing the negative, because this represents habit. But he also found something. Somebody leaves behind a few things because they were preserving it. Were they preserving it for you to later be found? I like that, because this talks about receiving. He's finding something, receiving something in a moment of despair. And I like that. I think a good attitude could turn things around. This could be possibly communication. I did see the Two of Cups and I see the Three of Coins, which talks about compromise and a collaboration. Now with the little rainbow droplet, that's cute. I have the Ten of Cups. So this is the positive attitude to have in a moment of feeling emotionally overwhelmed. It also says that going with the ebb and flow is going to get you to wish fulfillment faster than anything else. And this Ten of Cups represent a happy ending. So that indicates that not only does this happiness or this youthful energy get us through turbulence, it's also how someone could feel once this communication comes in, or once they find what they're looking for. Somebody's trying to find something, but they're still holding on to something. And that goes across the board with, if we're trying to find something but holding on to something, why are we holding on to it? And for some, it's out of scarcity. For others of you, it's like an inheritance from a parent, possibly, that leads to insecurities. And if you go with the ebb and flow, there's no insecurity. If you're learning how to do something for the first time, be patient with yourself, okay? Now for the Empress, she came back out. That's crazy. Here's the habit. Here is the potential. Receiving communication from someone who sees the potential in you. It also could represent a person from the past, a female for some of you, and finding something they left behind. I have the King of Cups, which represents a business for some of you guys, maybe saving for a business and dealing with the roller coaster and rigmarole. Change your thinking. Know that you are protected, but also guard your thoughts, okay? And then the scarcity mindset. Reflect on how we can overcome it and not be fake about it. Don't fool yourself. Don't lie to yourself, because the challenging aspect of the page is that it will lie. Don't do that. Or I can't tell you what to do. But lying to yourself may lead to being emotionally overwhelmed. And at the same time, I think the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands shares this bravery. Even though this is a big sword and it's a little page, I'm going to pick it up and use it if I need to, because I know that I can. And then gradually we become from the page to the queen and the knight and the king through our experiences and notches under our belts. So for some, you may not have a lot of notches under your belt, or your person doesn't have a ton of notches under their belt. So it's requiring them or you to be brave in certain aspects that may feel challenging. Okay. We will get to group 3. Group 3. It is your turn. Okay. Let's see what you have here. You have a dragon. Okay. The number 41. Mystic. What is it? Maelstrom. Clarification. I bravely uncover my hidden truths, aligning my soul with the boundless wisdom of the cosmos. Absolutely love that. It is coiled, but I feel like at some point it may not have been coiled and is in a resting state. Is this the year of the dragon? Okay, for some of you guys, it is your year. It may be a lot of changes and transformations within this situation or relationship, which is very ancient. Okay, you are an ancient soul. This relationship, you guys have probably spent other lifetimes together. And I say that because this is a mystic being right here. You got the number 40. So that's 441. If you are into numerology or light codes and angel numbers, with divine guidance and my own resourcefulness, I harness the power to turn challenges into opportunities. Now, for some of us, that may be challenging because it is the second card. Either way you want to look at it. And in those instances, you have to rely on the transits. What year is this for you? What cycle are you in? Being knowledgeable of that so that we know how to move. As well as having some sort of confidence and inner strength, because I'm an 80s baby. When I watched The Last Dragon, and saw, the dude catch the bullet and start glowing, And he was like, who's your master? And he was like, I am, type deal. It took a moment of adversity to pull that out of him. It could have been fear, it could have been anger, it could have been whatever the case. But instead, it was just pure confidence and possibly even belief. Same thing, these dogs are just tripping. Same thing happened for Neo. It took a almost, what is it called? Near-death experience, or just being pushed into action that could make or break someone, that allowed their dragon to come out. But then you have this delicate, beautiful, tranquil, watered swan here. I embrace. They are calm, dude. I can't. I embrace the gentle currents of serenity and find stillness within. So let's see here. If the dragon is breathing its breath on you, right? Oh, because we talked about slaying dragons. Okay, so this card did come out first. Hold on, y'all. Some of us are definitely slaying dragons. Okay, and how do you slay a dragon? Understand that you are ancient, that you have did this before, that you are abnormal, very creative and amazing, and can get through it. Whatever it genuinely is, right? I have no clue, so I'm going to go to the guidebook because I just noticed it. I was like, okay, but however you want to look at it. Now just imagine you sitting peaceful and still and need the courage to take action towards something you have no clue about. And or that just could be, I don't want to say complicated, but just challenging. Also, that particular card is the chosen card for the Oracle book itself, and the number 23, where it's like it's giving Venus and Mars with this lion here. The tranquil waters. I had to do the mom face to my pups. Olivia? The tranquil waters, she does not care. I embrace the gentle currents of serenity and find myself within. I just wanted to read it really quick. It talks about retreat, silence, and immersion. It talks about effortless grace. So it's given like the strength card. You have bravery, or the challenging aspect could be the ego. All right, because you are mystical and magical and don't deserve normal shit happening. Could be kind of frustrating, especially if somebody undervalues you, doesn't see you, or you feel like life is doing that. Okay. Now, the swan is beautiful and breathtaking. The lions are normally beautiful and breathtaking as well. And there's something about the breath of a dragon. Everybody got breath or breathtaking in this motherfucker, which is energy, which is interesting. Now, for the little lion, I did want to see some, because I'm like ingenuity with divine guidance and my own resourcefulness. I harness the power to turn challenges into opportunities. Okay. Boom. So it says the chimeric cascade serves as a symbol of magical union of desperate elements resulting in something powerful and unexpected. I did see the Tower card, but I'll see what your tarot cards have to offer. The chimera is a mythical creature blending the traits of a lion, a goat, and a serpent. Okay. Has always been a manifestation of the seemingly impossible. Somebody's trying to do something seemingly impossible, which is High Priestess energy, or the High Priestess is hyping you up and guiding you to do it. So it's like embrace gentle currents of serenity and find stillness within, because you are trying to do something that is almost impossible. Whether it's this relationship that is actually from another lifetime, another dimension, another time, okay, in space, and maybe the physical aspects of it put you guys in a position for it to almost be impossible to work, right? It could be your own goals and your abilities, something that you wish to succeed in, or an idea that you have, as well as breaking generational curses and stuff, because if things have been going the same way for 7, 12 generations, and you have the audacity to say you want it to be different. Oh my gosh, right? So drawing this card nudges you to embrace ingenuity, but to truly tackle challenges and turn them into opportunities. Discipline is crucial. It's the dedicated effort combined with creativity that can turn dreams into reality. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Recognizing and aligning with external forces, whether it's supportive individuals or serendipitous events, can amplify your efforts. Lean into your innovative spirit, maintain discipline, and welcome the aid of the universe. Okay, so hit the like button because I welcome the aid of the universe. Right, group 3. I'm gonna pick y'all group today. I always pick a group. See, like, which one do I like the most? So yeah, that it says together they form the key to unlocking what once seemed unobtainable. So group 3, is there something that feels nearly impossible at the moment? Yikes. And then you have the dragon, which is clarification, vulnerability, acceptance, and courage. The Mystic Maelstrom card presents a dramatic scene where the golden dragon, a guardian of ancient secrets, emerges as a centennial of cosmic gateways. The majestic golden dragon, guarding its cosmic treasure amidst the chaos, mirrors a question to your soul. What are you safeguarding? What hidden facets of yourself have you kept concealed, fearing their exposure to the world, or perhaps even to yourself? Drawing this card challenges you to confront these protected corners of your being. By acknowledging and understanding these guarded parts, you open yourself up to the vastness of the universe and its boundless wisdom. So it's like, before you can ask the universe to help with something, you have to be open and honest, I believe, about what that something is. Because that's interesting. It's like not even really, y'all get it. I just read it. It just feels like you want help doing something that you or your person, right, wants to do something that they're not communicating to themselves, to others, like too stubborn with the ego to even pray about it, but like want it deep down inside or something. That's kind of interesting. Now, these could be childhood sweethearts. These just could be lovers. It also represents memories and growth. You have 2 6s, which 6s talk about harmony and balance. The 6 of Swords is moving away from troubled waters, calming the mind, which normally helps in family or financial situations. And then look what we have here. The 7 of Pentacles talks about reflecting. Where is it? Right? We cried out to the universe. The universe sent Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Raphael is trying to help you grow into whatever it is you wish to become. Your partner could be being guided, and you wondering, why is it taking so long? Okay, because we ain't gonna walk on water. You're gonna need a hot air balloon. So this is finding a solution to challenges. If you ain't got no boat, maybe you can float. Okay. And then what I like about it is you won't take a loss, even though you're contemplating or possibly reflecting at the drawing board about something. The 8 of Cups is you can't take any of it with you. The 6 of Cups, they clearly captured some of this water or just whatever it was that they've brought. And they're right by the well. So it's like, I don't feel that there are losses. And I do see support and someone pouring into you, whether you know them or not. Some of us need to water that thing that we are not embracing. So something needs watering. The challenging aspect is finances, possibly. And it's like, I want to do something, but how? I want this thing to work, or it's supposed to work, or whatever the case. When are they coming? And it's like, maybe the holdup is this person is going through a growing phase or stage, or a reflective stage with spirit. They could be with children, okay, because it talks about the star seeds sometimes. and the issues that you guys can sometimes deal with, and the help that comes along the way to help you regain memories. Now, this isn't my Akashic Records card, but pictures, memories, time traveling mentally type deal, it sometimes gives that there's a reflective state that puts one in a position to see how far they've come, and not so much just how far you gotta go, and that you aren't alone, because the one in the boat in the Six of Swords is never really talked about or seen, but is there. So for some of us, even if I tell you you're not alone, you probably say, yes, the fuck I am. She don't know what she's talking about. But it's the unseen that is with you. And you have come so far, regardless of if this is a relationship or another person or just you, them, or this situationship has come far. And then look at the bottom of the deck, you guys have the Two of Cups, or you have the Two of Cups. Here you have the Ten of Cups. That is crazy. This could involve just being vulnerable, being confident, being appreciated, some sort of attention, okay, paying attention to something, because we're daydreaming and reflecting, but we're, paying attention, I think, is important. Ooh, now some of y'all gonna be famous, or want to be famous, or just want to be put on the pedestal. You got the Six of Wands with the Star card. So this does talk about finding the needle in the haystack and probably being guided. And everybody who went up to the top of the mountain found God, found what they was looking for, and celebrating that. So clarification says because it's given, I don't know, I've never seen a Star card that gave Hermit, where you go in solitude, leveling up, right? You go up in, what do they call it? Because I go to Colorado, they tell you that, even coming to California, they'll tell you that the sea level, the elevation. So it's like he's elevating the Six of Wands. They've elevated themselves to the top of this mountain. So there is elevation. Okay, this year is possibly about elevation, wish fulfillment, or finding that needle in the haystack. Here's the well. For some of you, it is that well. They get to the well, they got plenty of water. That water is representing memories, growth, chivalry, love, all kind of things. And it's like somebody put it there for you, right? An ancestor, source, an offer. Ooh, look, for the lovers. But there are some choices and decisions that we'll have to make. And I just want to sit it here because I think it works. I'll shuffle and spiritually correct me if I'm wrong, but it does take some sort of strength and grace. There could have been some traps. Look at that. Mental traps, or just negative environments. The King of Wands playing in your mind, them little spirits that I've been talking about is crazy. But I think breaking away from depression, sadness, regret, and either hyper independence or codependency may be important for this relationship. The losses that may have been taken. Someone may have had an institutionalized thinking, right? And we do have to leave all of that behind to get to our happy ending, because the institution is for the masses. It's for the civilians. You guys are clearly stars, or spiritual beings. So that's the thing that can't go with us, is our own negative thoughts or negativity from the environment that may have created who we are, or whatever this is, that can't go. So let's get a clarifier for the Swan. It's not funny, but look at this. Look at the synchronicity here. You have 9 and you have 11. 1x, x1. With the 9 of Swords, Justice, both Libra. Some talks about pain, being in the in-between, having one foot in and one foot out. We can't do that. Revenge, spite, shadowy energy of not using our discernment. But in the light, it does talk about understanding and moving forward with that understanding to keep the balance of the cups and weigh what's being brought before us, right? The sword is raised, but toward the future. And together, these are 10 swords, which could talk about the process or a lot to process, which could be a lot of communication, a lot of talking, and trying to process that pain is going to require us to be non-biased and non-judgy of ourselves and this situation. So I think that that's super cool. And it also could represent where Libra is in your chart. So I would definitely look into the natal chart. Some of us, it could be literal pain that we're trying to get through and despair. Like it could be physical pain or just the pains from issues, right? Some of us could have legal issues, but I feel that it's more so about the cosmic laws and universal justices. And she is the lady. That's crazy. Okay, real quick. In this deck, I believe this lady in this dress and this bed is sitting upright in the world card, which does talk about completion. Now, there could be some significance to this being horizontal versus her being vertical in the world card. Being horizontal, I feel like gravity within itself and time and life could be painful, because it literally talks about pain, like your teeth, wisdom teeth hurting, being bedridden, like literally painful. But it's something about her going into that vertical position with the book. Some of you, that book could represent wisdom and knowledge. And I feel like the Justice card represents an understanding from the wisdom and the knowledge or the experiences that could lead her to do that whole upright thing. So that's why Justice came out with her, either double down and on Libra, or but she's out. But even in the world card, the lady's foot is planted on, I don't know if this is in all interpretations that use symbols, but Libra is at a number 6 position, or like where a 6 is on the clock, by the foot of the lady in the world card. And I mean, I look at stuff like that, whether I know what it means or not, but I'm sure some of you do, okay? The Ace of Cups is here at the bottom of the deck. And I also see the Ace of Swords. I like that. And look, they still there. So we got confirmation, clarity, conversation, a new perspective, new feelings, new creations. This isn't emotionally overwhelmed. This is like a gift of some sort. And here is Temperance. So have grace. I think your graciousness may be rewarded for whatever this is. It's like collaborating with the universe or collaborating with this person in the relationship. Now, I did promise that I was going to do the pick a card at the end of the video. So we will do it now because I didn't do them individually through each stack. I'm going to put out group 1, 2, and 3's angel cards, and we will see what they have to say for you. And set 1, 2, 3, go. Group 1, you have perfect timing. I like that. Group 2, you have helpful people. I love that. Group 3, you have compromise, and that is crazy. She is holding that scale, and I did see the 3 of Pentacles just a second ago. So I love this. It couldn't be more correct. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.